A light on there so you can see, and I'm going to measure it. See if the CID disc is popped or not. 4.1 volts is full. Okay, the battery's good. Negative, so I've got the leads a long way around. The centre one, the common in the middle. 4.1 volts. Our battery's virtually fully charged. Our battery's okay. So I get playing around with it. You can just play around it. Don't rush. I'm gonna have a play around with the speaker and just if it faults out on me, we'll see if it does or not. If it doesn't, we're gonna most likely it's something to do with the transmitting end, but we haven't ruled that out yet. We're just gonna give this thing a good run and see how well it works and see if it does the symptom he was saying. So I'll just put it back together and give it a little test and show you what it sounds like. It does sound pretty good. Okay, so NCS.
Is there even such a thing?
From NCS, and I got left it open.
Can we switch up all the
Let's see what difference it makes from an open case.
imagine a utopia? Darling, I'm just so fed up with these expectations. They keep weighing me down. My heart is begging me to get the hell out of my head.
That sounds a lot of plasticky and cheap and nasty. But as soon as I put this shell back together, it sounds awesome.
Honey, I'm a perfect 10.
That's where you get the actual performance, is the sealing of the enclosure.
Whoa.
That's how you get such good sound out of a setup like
And
this.
if I say it enough, it gets ingrained in my head. And
Anyway, I'll just pop it back together, see if I can do this while it's playing.
honey, I'm a perfect 10.
Should be able to. There we go. That sounds a lot better already. I'm running off the battery, by the way. Oh yeah. Small trap for young gamers. And you're putting these soft tapping screws in. Pressure with plastic, always just go back it off, opposite, and then go. That way, when you feel it, when you want it, when you undo it, it will skip and it will jump and line up with the original thread, and then you can re-screw it back in. Don't just screw them back in all the time, because that just taps it, until there's no plastic left in the air. Then it's wrecked. Pull it in, back it off, it steps up, and then I can start doing it up. There we go. No rattles, no leaks, so it's a pretty efficient seal. I'm literally just doing them up by hand while it's playing, and there's barely any leaks in this cabinet. Very well made. That's where the technology is in there, in the cabinet, when you design Bluetooth speakers. Anyway, I just stopped that. Stupid ads. Yeah. That's the secret to making your own Bluetooth speaker. Just do what the manufacturer does. Make it nice and sealed, use good drivers, and you can build one of these things on the cheap. The only thing it doesn't have is an auxiliary input. You have to use a Bluetooth input. There's no other input for your record player or your AM radio, nothing. Unless you use one of those little Bluetooth adapter things I've got, which will do the job. And these front grills just pop off, by the way. These things just pop off. There's like a little thing under here with a little rivet ridge. You just carefully pry behind it without cutting the grill cloth. You can pop a little spudger behind it and pop it off from the bottom, and this whole thing pops off. And if you really want, you can wash this thing in a sink if it gets dirty, which is kind of cool. You can pop the Harman Kardon label off so that doesn't get all corroded up and everything. That's really cool. You got one radiator on the front, And they got another radiator in the back, passive radiator with a metal thing in it. A metal weight on the passive radiator really adds to the adds to it. Gives it some mass, and that gives it the effect of having a big subwoofer. Anyway, it's not playing up to me yet, so I wonder if just what they're using, the Bluetooth they're using to stream to it, if it's playing up. Anyway, yeah, and there's the power supply to it, 19 volt 2 amp. It's a laptop or netbook power supply pretty much. The same one my Sandra amp uses. Excuse me for a minute. Okay, viewers, I've been listening to this thing for a while. It's hasn't been misbehaving, so I might try some other Bluetooth things with it actually. My phone alone, it seems to be doing pretty good. It's okay. I might try the I might hook up the turntable to it later and just run it through this and transmit this to it. I just listen to vinyl records on that speaker just to see how it goes and behaves, different sources that go to it. I don't know what the USB port's for, but I can't see anything that would be a flash chip or anything that resembles a flash chip that could interact with a PC, so I don't know, no idea what that does, but could be just for an on-the-go thing, maybe for a flash drive or something, but I'll do a quick bit of research and see what that's all about. Anyway, that'll be enough for now. Thanks for watching. G'day viewers, well I've got this Harman Kardon Onyx studio speaker to look at. The complaint was it would sound distorted, like there's a rattle inside it. It would sometimes cut out. So I just had to play with it, played some bass tests, and it's been fine so far. It's actually, yeah, it's Chinese. It is Chinese after all. It's not the real Harman Kardon of the day. All cats on capacitors. Really nice amp actually. Nice big heatsink, inductors. So it's to be a Class D amp. No, actually, it'd probably be a Class AB. Yeah, it'd be a Class AB. You wouldn't really, not really a clever way. It's not really a smartest thing to have a Class D amp running on a battery. Because a Class D amp is a high powered amp. It's not the most efficient amp, and it's designed for high power applications, which off something like this, it would just destroy batteries, it wouldn't even last. So, most likely going to be a Class AB amplifier. There's your main drivers. 4 ohms, it doesn't say what watts they are, and 2 tweeters, and it does sound pretty damn good. It didn't distort even at full volume, playing bass electronics, bass songs, because they've got highs and lows. And that sort of music will make any sort of speaker that's not even very good distort like crazy, and amp distort like crazy. That's why I chose their tracks, because they were good tests, and this thing sounded pretty good. There was no distortion at all, even at full volume. So this is a pretty nice little speaker. Take the battery out, I reckon there's an 18650 in there. 3.7 volt, 2600 milliamp hour. Which is not setting to want to work. 3.7 volt, 2.6 amp hour, 18650 in there. Made in China. It's just, you got your 3 wires and BMS in there, just soldered straight onto it. That's kind of cheap. Can't even replace it. Look at that. Okay, it's terminated up there. It's all terminated on the end. Now the battery's likely stuffed because it just won't charge. I can't power it up. So it only runs off the adapter. For that amount of power, that's a piss poor small little battery. There's no way that battery could run that speaker for any length of time that the manufacturer claims. Low volume stuff's alright, but if you're having a party and that battery won't even last 5 minutes. This probably can't buy this as a RF eBay anyway, cheap, but why bother when you can just put a bigger cell in there, or there isn't much room in there anyway to get a set of cells in there. Has to go on the outside, but you got to seal it so it doesn't rattle. 2600 milliamp hours, pretty much a bog standard. Yeah, it's a bog standard feeding 18650. Be careful here. Just load this up. It doesn't have auxiliary in, it's just got a USB port and Bluetooth only on the input on this. Not sure what the USB would be used for. There's your Bluetooth board itself, firmware 1.7. That's a Bluetooth board itself there, the receiver, and the amplifier's here. 2 chips under there. Most likely one for each driver. Or one, yeah. So these capacitors and inductors are all internally crossover on the board. The amplifier board's got the crossover built in. Capson brand capacitors. They're all pretty good, Nick. No bulging ones. No bulges or anything there, so can't say anything wrong there. Caps all look really good. Yeah, no wattage rating or brand on the speaker. 4 ohms, which ROHS, that's all it says. They're mid-range, so mid to low range. All the high range stuff is in the tweeters. Pretty nice for what it is. It's actually a nice setting speaker. As I said, Harman Kardon's not the same Harman Kardon back in the old days. This is just some other crap that's made in China with a Harman Kardon branding on it. But the board's a HK Onyx Studio main board, PV, obviously made in China. Isn't too bad. But the downside is you have to go this far to change the battery if the battery dies in it. For instance, making Bluetooth speakers yourself, you can make it how you want it. Nice big magnets too, they're a nice driver. So I'll just measure that battery voltage, take this battery out. Most likely going to be at 0 volts. Let's put the camera down here, unplug it. Okay, I'll get my multimeter, we'll check this battery. I just bet it's going to be completely dead. If it's at 0 volts, more than likely the CID chip would have popped.